What's up, you guys? I just wanted to come out here and talk a little bit about what's been going on all over YouTube with the Summer Wells case. I'm doing my hair again today. You gotta do it every 10 days. Alright, so here's what I wanted to cover. I don't know why. I have been just kind of keeping up with JodiSueBrown from Rogersville, Tennessee. But I'm going to tell you, lately it's been kind of weird. I've been seeing a lot of different stuff going on. So I usually check into a couple of channels. One of them is MichelleWalks. And the weirdest thing occurred to me just the other day. You know, so JodiSue streamed live on the 28th. And she said she's really fed up. Let's see what it says here. So she says that she's really fed up, and it's loosely, she's saying it loosely as hell. She was raised right, you know, as humanity. She says that fish and chips, what's in the fish and chips, because of MichelleWalks' channel, she's gonna be quick, so Michelle gets it and discerns for herself. Basically, in plain English, girl must be sniffing that purple glue. So she's reacting to Michelle's hot ass mess, and then she says she watches her because she's had her hints. She hoped Michelle gave a shit, but she is taking Scott's shit. So there's apparently a new channel out that's doing the Summer Wells thing, and it begins with Scott because she calls him Scotch Tape. But she's talking to Scotch Tape. She has enough now to fucking see it. So I agree, Michelle is meretricious. Then JodiSue goes on to say sloppy, hot, obvious, hot mess regarding Scotch Tape. MichelleWalks is playing games for views, talking about their children for click. Talking about her and her children for clickbait. So I guess Michelle uploaded a video on May 27th. And JodiSue is reacting to Michelle's video on the 28th. So there is no new evidence in the Summer Wells case. This is my note. This is my take on it because I've been watching. Have they found the child? No, they haven't found the child. There is no new evidence in the Summer Wells case, and there hasn't been any. But MichelleWalks' channel puts out videos of Summer Wells like she's going out for walks with Summer and Jesus himself. That's what I wrote. And I noticed that. She has a new channel. Anyway, so yeah, back to this. There is no new evidence in the Summer Wells case for MichelleWalks to be putting out videos every single day of the week regarding this missing child. Is a lack of respect, right? Like, she has no respect for the family or any other missing children in the world. All she cares about is clickbait. And you can't tell me different. So, according to MichelleWalks, there is new evidence, new information every day. As clickbait notoriously and is in very poor taste. So Sue says Michelle is harming a lot of people for monetary gain. You get yanked off YouTube, but she hopes somehow you get yours. In so many words. JodiSue, by the way, the purpose was to teach others in similar situations, use the platform for good, and she felt good about it, and are saying things like, I shouldn't put a warning on it. And no, wait. Okay, so let me read that again. JodiSue, by the way, she says that the purpose was to touch on others in similar situations and using the platform for good. She felt good about it. And Michelle is saying things like, I should have put a warning on it. And JodiSue is saying, no, you shouldn't have ever done it. So, gain for Summer Wells' disappearance, right? That's what she's doing. It's clear MichelleWalks has no moral compass and is using JODIE for clickbait, which is what JODIE thinks. Then she plays MichelleWalks' video. JodiSue isn't a victim. That's what Michelle says of DV. I posted a clip, and then I posted the rest of the video for context. It's difficult to use. And then JODIE cuts her off and says, because you're using real people for subs, driving a narrative of using DV victims to derive a narrative of more pain. So then Michelle starts the video again, and then Michelle says she's genuinely upset, and then JODIE cuts it, says, well, yeah, people die at hands of their abusers. Then she continues the video, and she says, Michelle says, sorry for trigger warning. It's difficult to listen to, but use the content of JodiSue's life unfortunate demise. So what she's doing is she's going on to JodiSue's, and whatever she doesn't have already that she's basically going on and stealing content from JodiSue's lives to upload more videos. And so JodiSue is saying, you know, not only are you using me from across the pond, she goes off on her and calls her all kinds of names. So let me tell you what she tells her. She says, Michelle using other creators' content to continue to spin the narrative that JodiSue is somehow implicated in direct regards to Summer Wells' disappearance for clickbait. Every day of the year nonstop, pretending there is more news than in fact nothing has changed in that case. So this is me. I'm saying JODIE claims Michelle using other creators' content. Okay, so then Michelle comes back on. And Michelle, back to something new has happened and in fact is lying. So this is what, that's what Michelle says. You know, so Michelle clicks, you know, her video comes back on, and then she says, you know, JodiSue's back to something new has happened and in fact is lying. So then Michelle continues on to say, oh, no, I'm sorry. This is my reaction. MichelleWalks is not the only channel using Summer Wells' disappearance as a meretricious act for monetary gains. She's not. Channels like Dawn B and Cracking Cases have popped up since the child's disappearance, reaping the benefits of YouTube to drag out and, you know, expose a possible culprit who have remained steadfast in the idea they are keeping the girl's name in the forefront of the news. But, you know, good for JODIE, man. You need to call those motherfuckers out. And you need to tell them. In fact, you should sue them for libel. I mean, but I don't know. Everything is like, the thing about fair use is you know, look at the Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial. I mean, that's a big he said, she said. So I feel for her because, you know, everybody that started a channel in the last couple of years, be it because of the Summer Wells case or the pandemic, it really doesn't matter. What matters is you did it. You started a channel. You needed content. You chose, you know, certain type of contents that you wanted to upload. Some people decided that they wanted to exploit the disappearance of one child because her parents, you know, bada bing, bada boom. I mean, just the other day, Don B uploaded a video that said something to the effect of, if you're not making 10,000 views a day on a Summer Wells case, you know, you must be some kind of idiot. You know what I have to say to that? I think that people are poor, and they have no money, and they have no retirement, and they can't afford life, as it were. And so they are going to stop at nothing. But, you know, I was hoping that the laws would change in favor of, like, you know, protection of social media, but hasn't happened. You know, we have freedom of speech. People will talk shit. That's the way the world works. Even Benny Keys said, find you a girl that, or a boy that's gone missing, and then just upload a shitload of videos about that person, whoever it is, and, you know, get you 1,000 views a day. I mean, what kind of a soul do you have? You know? I personally, I'd rather walk away from that, because I don't want the negative karma coming down on me, right? Because remember, everything, you know, things begat things. You can't just be all up in the video and then pretend you're not doing what you're doing, right? So that pull that you have, right? It's kind of like that boomerang, when you throw the boomerang and it comes back to you, right? That pull that you're putting out is going to come back to you. And it may not be today, and it may not be tomorrow, but karma will catch you. If there's one thing I know is, yeah, people get wise. Maybe Michelle's lagging in her subs. Maybe her channel is at a concrete stop, right? It's come to a full and she needs more views. She's got 45,000. I mean, I was onto her when she had only about 1,500, and in the last year or so, she's gained, you know, over 30,000 subscribers. Don B came on the scene. 5 minutes later, he had 10,000 subscribers. Tiffany Marie had 2,000 subscribers one day, and the next day she had 10,000. Voices Behind the Wall, same difference. Although some of these channels can't get past 10,000 subscribers. Some of them can't get past 5. You know? I mean, it is what it is. It's a job. People treat YouTube as a job. And so if it means, you know, running with a narrative, jumping on the bandwagon, you know, the whole majority rules, let's bash this family simply because, you know, they're not the best, you know, they're not the Kardashians. They're not, you know, there is no other family quite like the Kardashians. But basically, yeah, there's just, you know, there's a lack there, you know? So, yeah, the community is complicit. Signs point to other kids in the area who've gone missing in the past and have included as part of that story the names, you know, of Light and the place, you know? So there was a kid that went missing in the area. I don't know when. I'm going to say 2008 or 2013. I'm not sure when. But she went missing. And a few months later, like maybe 5 or 6 months later, or maybe 3, or maybe even 4 weeks later, I have no idea, the girl was found. So the girl had been abducted years before, but eventually found alive some weeks later. The girl, first named Carly, was found on property by a Light or relatives of the sheriff in charge of the Summer Wells case today. So there are no coincidences, right? It's none of my business. I'm just observing and reporting, right? This is what I do. I observe and then I report, right? I mean, what are you gonna do? He's not the first kid in the area, right? So, MichelleWalks claims that JodiSue said her ex couldn't have done it because he was at work. JodiSue responds, look at your timeline. And she knows you have it because you got it from Scotch tape. Oh my God. I'm going swimming today, so I don't have my my prosthetic in. Okay, so the feds have these messages, but go ahead with your bad self is basically what she's telling her. And all these satellite channels regurgitating the same shit. That's what JodiSue says. So Michelle says then, she clicks the back on the tape or whatever, Benton Hill Road waited for Andy on September 19th. He wasn't at work all day. That's what she says about. And so JodiSue comes back and says, she never said that. Called her, and then she said, I never said that, saggy asshole. And plays more of Michelle. She can come out and deny what she said. That's what Michelle says. And then JodiSue calls her a lazy effing sow heifer. Michelle says, was she lashing out in anger or distress while Andy wasn't at work? And then JodiSue says, basic facts, feds know, go watch the videos so you'll know. And then Michelle says, I watched. And then JodiSue says, no, ho. And Michelle says, she should be looked at as a suspect. Maybe it could be she has nothing to do with her disappearance. Then JS says, you think? Then Michelle says, she holds important information, assumes Andy has been investigated. JodiSue again says, she hasn't watched any of my videos. Michelle, we've got to assume maybe she was lying. Fred Hill is Andy's cousin. And then JodiSue says, fun fact, Fred Hill wasn't even on Ben Hill Road that day until later that night. And then she says, and Fred Hill is Andy's cousin. He's my family member. And then Michelle says, because she clicks her back on and says, Fred Hill said he saw him around 3:30. And then JodiSue says, that doesn't even fit into the timeline, Michelle, you dumb bitch. Wants to go over the timeline. And then actually JodiSue says we should go over the timeline with her, and then she says, fuck it, this fucking bitch is fucking an idiot. Which I kind of tend to agree. I mean, obviously that's her rebuttal to Michelle's video. Michelle has some awareness. Michelle says that JodiSue has some awareness. It was lying. H was lying. And then JodiSue says, psst, right? So Michelle goes on and says, talk about CM interview. This bitch is a hot mess. That's JodiSue saying that. So basically JodiSue's clapping back at Michelle, talking the shit that she doesn't even know. And I only got halfway through the video. I'm going to go back and watch it again, but I wanted to come on and do this video right now. And maybe I'll do it all again in full when I do the end. So the note that I wrote says, MichelleWalks is not very bright. Hunter is, unreliable, but continues about an iPhone. Okay, so I'm listening to the video, and I'm listening to her say something about an iPhone, and I'm like, okay, she's not very tech savvy. And then JS says Michelle's not tech savvy. So then Michelle doxes people on the video. And then continues to say that Donald Sherfy said, credit to JLR, that he's in the family. So JS says, in rebuttal to that, East Tennessee, if you wear a mask out in public and they take it as a fucking challenge. Basically, yeah. So that was cut part one. So, Michelle continues with, what if they are searching in the wrong place? Have they searched Bernard's house on Lone Star Road? And then Jodi Sue says, asking about a place directly across from her, the home is pretty much city in Beach Creek, standalone property. So she says that the house that Michelle is, set on, that apparently she believes no one has, investigated this home, is directly across from Jodi Sue's house. And it's a standalone house in the area. It doesn't even look like the rest of the homes. So basically she goes, what the fuck is wrong with you, MichelleWalks? You think you're smarter than TBI? It's not even, people want to say that it's a shit show this summer. It's not even about Summer Wells. They're using Summer Wells as a brand. The true crime community is using Summer Wells as a brand. And they're banking on it. And it's meretricious. So the people that have Summer Wells channels, that dedicate their channels solely on Summer Wells, it can be said they are there for financial gain. It's not about the child anymore. It's about exploiting the name of Summer Wells. It's not about finding Summer. And go watch the videos. Once they stop making videos about Summer Wells, they don't get any views, or they lag. Now, Don B is probably an exception. He's very well liked. I can see why, right? Pretty people often have more people liking them, right? And I can see that, and that's okay, I mean, if you see the guy, like, on his videos, you can tell straight, away that he's, like, your average Joe, right? Like Joe the plumber. That's probably, like, right? I mean, he used to broadcast from his car, and all of a sudden he, like, had a home. So now you wonder, was he homeless? Did he make the money to get, like, all of these things come to mind because when you're as far away as I am in California, I'm a housewife. I don't leave my house. I'm an agoraphobe. I watch TV all day long. You're gonna notice shit. That's just the way it is, right? You're gonna notice shit. And so these are the things that I've noticed. It's not about the child anymore. It's about it's completely the opposite of what you think it is. There was a campaign not long ago during the beginning of this big P, right? And we're talking about the world and what happened in 2020. So, I mean, it's not something that's a rarity, So yeah, what the fuck is wrong with you, MichelleWalks? You think you're smarter than TBI?